Hello everyone. My video is of my son getting one of his first haircuts. He had a few earlier ones where you had to hold him down, but this one he was rather civil and went into the salon and he got his haircut. And the thing is they play, Mickey Mouse music and stuff in the background. And if any of that music or whatever sounds gets into my video, it flags the video for a copyright infringement, which is really ridiculous considering this is a home video and the music or whatever is incidental. It certainly isn't the whole point of the video. I could counter that it's fair use, but it doesn't stop them from automatically slapping the video with the copyright notice, and then I got to go back and forth for however long with threats that if I lose, I get a strike against my account. Meanwhile, they have no problem with putting the notices on everybody's videos. It's really not a very good system, unfortunately. I understand protecting copyrights, but it was really silly, the Nazi way it's being implemented. I don't know if that's the correct term, Nazi. Anyway, you get the point. Sorry for rambling about it. I am going to take the opportunity during this video to give secret messages to my son, as most other folks have muted me or turned the video off at this point. The messages are rather private, I would venture to guess at this point, which is pretty good, considering my son is the biggest fan of my videos. I think it's safe to say at some point he'll get my messages, and well, if something should happen to me while he's still young, he will get to listen to these as he grows older, hopefully, and maybe know his father beyond his memories. So that said, I have 13 minutes and 20 seconds total on this video to leave my super secret message or messages. And well, I have the opportunity to use some of the free royalty-free music out there, which by the way is really nice. It's nice of folks to do that, to counter all these freakish money grubbers that slap copyright. Geez, at the very least, if you pay $1 for the song, they let you use it in your own video. What's wrong with them? Oh my God. So greedy. Listen, when you're going to these commercial, I went to see Madonna. She's real bad about, or her people, whatever, are bad about the copyright stuff. Just think about that. How greedy they're scrubbing every little dime out of folks. It's like, come on, they're making tons of money. We pay tons of money for the concerts, and come on, ease up, relax. If you're paying for your bills and stuff like that, what do you need more money for? Oh, sorry, did I get off on a tangent here? I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, that's right. It's going to leave super secret messages for my boy. As opposed to putting the royalty-free music on here, which I could do, but it gets a little boring. So, of course, listening to me is probably no fun either. Talking about boring. It's all good. Alright, so, what super secret message? Should I talk about my wife, his mom? Maybe I'll leave that till towards the end. Make sure it's super secret. Alright, so I will then talk about what would a father say to a son if, from the grave? What would I say to my boy should I die now and I had the opportunity to speak to him when he's 18, 17? Oh man, that's quite the list. Well, let's start from what I think is pretty important and is right on the top of my head. Is your future. I mean, everything is about your future. And it's so hard to think about the future, especially when you're a kid. Kids are, for the most part, hedonists. They think about what makes them happy right now. The future, like, non-existent. Who cares? I mean, hey, I was there. That's probably the hardest thing you're going to do in your life, is to think about your future, to make decisions based on your future. But I can tell you from experience, my boy, that you'll look back on things and regret bad decisions and regret not doing things that would have made life better for you down the road. And unfortunately, things are going to get tougher for you even than for folks in the past. I mean, you're going to have to be virtually perfect, to have a good job. You don't necessarily have a lot of things going for you. You're not a minority, which, some situation minorities have a lot of advantages, scholarships and affirmative action, and you're not going to have that. I'm not sure whether that's going to get worse or better in the future. My guess, the way things are going, is it's getting a little bit worse. Especially if you live in a majority minority area. So the folks around you all have advantages, but they're actually the majority. So that's going to be tough. You're going to be competing with these folks, and the only way you're going to pull that off is if you're perfect. So you got to really think about your decision-making processes. Every mistake you make makes it harder for you in the future. And that's tough. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it knocks you down. Every mistake has the possibility of keeping you from getting a better job or accomplishing something down the road. And the bigger the mistake, the more it'll knock you down. You see these clowns, sitting under a bridge or at an intersection with a cardboard sign, and inevitably the story there is mistakes. If you talk to these folks, and by the way, they exist. Hopefully I may get the opportunity to show you how the wealthy folks live in the great, nice neighborhoods and beautiful things you can have if you do well in life, and then I'll show you people that inevitably did not do well in life or made bad decisions. So how do they live under a bridge? Why are they sitting there with a cardboard sign? I mean, an asteroid didn't fall out of the sky and make them lame, or bums. For the most part, I mean, they made bad decisions. They doing drugs. I mean, a lot of it is drug use. They committed crimes. A good majority of them did that, and it's very unlikely it was just bad luck. So bad decisions tend to put you under the bridge. Good decisions tend to put you on the ocean in a nice house. So I can't express how important it is when you're in school and your buddy's trying to talk you into going to the beach instead of going to class. It's going to be fun going to the beach that day. Sorry, I got something going on here. And I have to, it's all good. So I got sidetracked, and I'm not going to redo this whole thing. I only got 3 minutes left, so hopefully I get this 3 minutes done. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, if you suffer that one day and don't go to the beach, you stay and you do well in school, your life is, average 80 years in length. Your youth, when you're making all these crappy decisions, is a relatively minor period of your life, 10 years. It's really a short period of your life. So you make all these bad decisions and you live like crap for 60 years, even though you had fun for 5 years. Trust me, it's not a good trade-off. Suffer for those 5-10 years. Work hard in high school. Do well in school. Why do I have to do the math? This is boring. I'm never going to use it. It doesn't matter. It exercises your brain. It makes you smarter. It makes you work harder. That's what it's all about. But ultimately, it sets you up for later in life doing well. And that's the important thing. In other videos, I'll probably try to get a little bit more specific. Like, what is the point in doing well in high school? What will it get me? Well, what will it get me doing well in college? I mean, it's no guarantee, these things. What it does is it just gives you better odds of succeeding. And a combination of a lot of good decision making gives you a much higher odds of succeeding than the clown who is constantly skipping school and going to the beach and stealing radios out of cars and smoking pot. That guy, the odds of him living under a bridge are elevated enormously. I know I'm probably just chatting away, but I don't know, maybe you'll listen to this and maybe you'll say, maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do well. I hope so. Even if not, I love you. And even at 3.5 years old, I'm proud of you. You're the best little boy. You're definitely the best thing I've ever created. And if I'm not around for whatever reason, just know that if there's any way of seeing what you're doing after my demise, I am doing it. I'm watching. If it's possible, I will find a way to watch and cheer you on. If I could somehow get in there and give you some guidance, I would do it. Alright, it appears I'm at the end of the video here. So, I'll do another one on another video. I love you, E. Bye.